Now, the Tigers' opponent tomorrow, St. Mary's, already has an NCAA tournament win under its belt. The Gales knocking off Middle Tennessee State last night in one of the play-in games, meaning St. Mary's didn't even arrive into Auburn Hills until 1 a.m. this morning and playing catch-up ever since. By the time tip-off comes tomorrow, St. Mary's will be playing its second game in 41 hours against a talented Tiger team.
When it comes to the tournament, it doesn't matter what your seed is, 6 versus 11. We feel like we can compete with anybody.
Ole Miss also arriving in Kansas City. And don't forget, News Channel 3's Mike Sadie will be with the Rebels starting tomorrow afternoon as they get set for their first NCAA tournament game since 2002. And join us back here tonight at 10 o'clock when we have more tournament talk and the wrap on the Grizz Thunder game happening right now at FedEx Forum. After a 12-2 start to the season, the Grizzlies' stride has slowed down a bit, just 8-8 since November. But the bigger problem, 0-6 this season in games decided by less than 5 points, including a loss at the buzzer the last time the Grizz were in Phoenix. Tonight, the Grizzlies are back in the Valley of the Sun to open a 3-game road trip and coming off another one of those close losses, 86-84, at home to the Blazers. Now 5th in the Western Conference hierarchy, the Grizz need to find a way to get back on track starting tonight against the struggling Suns.
Just got to go out there and play Grizz ball. Go out there and get a win.
After the Phoenix game tonight, the Grizzlies travel to Sacramento and to red-hot Golden State before returning home for a Friday night tilt against San Antonio. So a tough week ahead for the boys in the Beale Street Blue. As a matter of fact, they'll play 5 games in 7 days, 4 of them on the road. If you're looking for big positives coming out of the Tigers' Friday night win in Knoxville, high on that list has to be the play of sophomore Adonis Thomas. Considered by many to be a potential lottery pick in this year's NBA draft, Thomas has failed to live up to those lofty expectations. But against the Vols, Thomas played more like the pro prospect many envisioned, filling up the stat sheet with 18 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. More importantly, his jumper was working. Thomas came in shooting at just over 40% from the floor and just 5 of 31 from behind the arc. But he was 2 for 2 on threes in the win over UT.
Coach has been staying on me these past 2 days about holding my follow through, and that's what I did tonight. I hold my follow through, and it was a better shot. I wanted to stay aggressive. Coach always pushed me.
See that with their team getting better each time on the floor.
The NFL's wildcard weekend continuing in Baltimore this afternoon, where the upstart Colts were looking to pull the upset on the Ravens. A Ravens team that returned its leader, Ray Lewis, back in action after missing the last 10 games with a torn tricep. And Lewis came back with a vengeance as that famed Baltimore defense kept Indy out of the end zone. Early third, and Baltimore builds on its 10-6 lead when Joe Flacco hits his tight end, Dennis Pitta, who takes it 20 yards for the touchdown and a 17-6 advantage. While Andrew Luck and the Colts settled for field goals, Flacco and the Ravens scored touchdowns, including this 18-yard hookup with Anquan Bolden that all but sealed the Ravens' trip to Denver next Saturday. Lewis goes out a winner in his final home game in Baltimore, 24-9. He says he'll retire at season's end. More sports tonight at 10. It appears the Ole Miss Rebels are headed back to the Cotton Bowl for a second straight year, and for the 3rd time in the past 7 years. The Dallas Morning News is reporting Cotton Bowl officials have settled on an Ole Miss-Oklahoma State matchup, a rematch of the 2004 Cotton Bowl game. The Cotton Bowl moves into the Cowboys' new stadium this season on January 2nd, and it looks like Tennessee is headed to the Chick-fil-A Bowl. After almost 5 hours of meetings today, the NBA lockout continues with no end in sight. About an hour ago, NBA Commissioner David Stern canceled the rest of the preseason. That means Grizzlies fans will miss out on an October 20th exhibition game that had LeBron James, D. Wade, and the Miami Heat coming to FedEx Forum. No future talks are scheduled right now, and Stern said if a deal isn't reached by Monday, he'd have to cancel the first 2 weeks of the regular season. That's a look at sports. I'm TEYAH Townsend, News Channel 3.